dad and daughter catfight. Maybe men with tails are valid. I'm not even sure if she said sorry for what she did. What's up? I'm checking in. It's Friday. This is the first time I'm speaking in this video, I think. We don't mind the train in the background. I literally cannot be bothered. Brief update. By the time that you're watching this, it means that the first part of this reading vlog is already up. I'm in the middle of editing that right now. However, I'm also in the middle of The Wicked King, which is the second book. I am exactly 55% into it. And to be honest, the pacing isn't as good as I want it to be. When I got to the middle of The Cruel Prince, things really started picking up and I just wanted to read it so I could get to the end. But with this, reading it feels like a chore. That's what it's like. The build-up to the action for me is way too long. There's barely any interesting things happening at all. This is going to count as a spoiler, so skip ahead if you don't want to hear that. But what's happening so far is that Jude has received intel that the Queen of the Undersea is going to try something at Taryn and Locke's wedding. Presumably, it's maybe an assassination. We don't know yet. There's a lot of spying going on, a lot of meetings, a lot of council stuff, and none of it is interesting to me. I just want to see things go down. I'm going to power through this. Hopefully I finish it within today or tomorrow so I can start on the third book, which I think is going to be the best. Hopefully it is. And then after all that, we're going to talk about my thoughts and my criticisms because I have a lot. I'm on book 2. I asked for action and I guess I got it, but there's something different about the second book. There's something very off-putting about it. Right after I filmed the last clip, I got an action scene which is actually really nicely written. It's probably the most detailed fight scene that Holly Black has ever written so far in the trilogy, but I'm trying to think of what my problem is. Maybe it's the single point of view. Maybe I'm getting tired of being in Jude's head. But I'm also thinking this book is getting too stretched out. I think that the trilogy could have been a duology. But what happens with most fantasy deals is that they sign a contract for 3 books. So even if it would have been better as 2 books, they have to stretch out everything. The pacing is just really off. December 11. As of today, I have officially finished the first 2 books in the Folk of the Air trilogy, and I have begun with the 3rd book. You'll probably be able to tell that I haven't been filming much lately for this second video, and that's because I have not found the time to do it. I've been getting hit with very surprise schoolwork that I did not previously know about, but things are going well. A brief rundown on what I thought of the ending of the second book. I did not expect it at all. I was mad. I was mad at everybody. I kind of felt sorry for Jude, just a little. That second book elevated my hatred for Taryn. That's not even an exaggeration. I don't like Taryn as a character at all. I don't think she's helpful in any way. I don't think she's nice to Jude, even though they're literally twin sisters. This is not necessarily a spoiler, but in the end of the second book, she does something which ends up in something bad for Jude. And in this 3rd book, in the start, she goes to Jude for help. I'm not even sure if she said sorry for what she did. I just don't like her. I'm going to flash screenshots of my reaction to the ending of the second book across the screen because it's so funny. I'm in chapter 10 of the 3rd book now. I'm probably going to finish this tomorrow. I'm excited to see how this is going to end because I think that it actually made some people cry. I want to know why. I want to know what is so cry-worthy of this book. page 131. From this section onwards is probably going to be littered with spoilers. What's happening so far? 1. Cardan took off his cloak, which is impenetrable against the sword, to protect Jude. 2nd, Maddox and Jude catfight. Dad and daughter catfight. And Maddox stabs Jude through the stomach. And we never know if he means to kill her, because she's saved by who? By Vivi and by Taryn, who's finally good for something. I cannot wait to annotate this after reading and put all my little comments and underline all the lines that made me feel... Oh. Here's the update. I have this much left. Mark my words, I will finish this today. Ew! I have the chills. I have goosebumps. Why do I feel like crying? This is amazing. I am officially done. Hello everybody and welcome to the review portion of this video. I have with me the 3 books from the Folk of the Air trilogy, all finished, all annotated, and I'm going to tell you my rating and brief thoughts for each via Canva presentation. All my high school presentation experiences, all my college Canva making experiences thus far have prepared me for this moment. This is my honest reaction to the Folk of the Air trilogy reel. For the first book, which is The Cruel Prince, my rating is 3.5 out of 5 stars. General thoughts: everybody was annoying, especially the main characters. Writing was kind of nice, except when it wasn't. And on my last point, please refer to page 307. I'm going to pull out a citation. For context, Jude has asked Cardan why he hates her so much, and his answer is, most of all, I hate you because I think of you often. It's disgusting and I can't stop. Please recall that fairies cannot lie, so this is an absolute truth. Next book is The Wicked King. A lot more annotations in this one when compared to the first book. Rating again is 3.5 out of 5 stars. Consensus: characters are still annoying, but a little less so. I hated Taryn as a character in this book. She was mostly useless, and whenever she was involved, it was bad for Jude. It didn't seem like Taryn cared about Jude at all. Also, we got some legitimate action in this book. Remember, in the previous video, I complained about a sword fighting scene in a library where nothing even happened. But in this, we get a legitimate fight, and Jude, she kinda slayed. It was a slay. And for the last point, why is Cardan kinda... Let me find a citation. This is page 207. We should have called truce, he said, brushing back his ink-black hair impatiently. We should have called truce long before this, but neither of us called it. Not then, not after. Jude, he'd said, running a hand up my calf. Are you afraid of me? There are so many tell me you hate me, tell me you're afraid of me moments, and I eat them up. Finally, the third book, Queen of Nothing, which is, as you would have probably heard from everybody else, is the best book in the trilogy. Rating 4 out of 5 stars. First thought, this kinda slayed. Also, I had a complaint for the first 2 books that they read like immature, kiddish fairy tale books. But here, we get a serious shift in atmosphere and mood, and it finally feels like the characters and what's happening is aligned with the graveness that the author is trying to imply, which also kind of made the main characters seem like entirely different people compared to how they were in the first 2 books, which I guess is a strategic thing on her part because we get to see the character development. I just wish that it didn't have to take 2 books and half of this one for me to finally get a grasp of who the characters really are. Third point, I did in fact giggle. Let me find an example. This is page 203, spoken again by Cardan. Cardan honestly has some amazing lines. I think he has the best lines in all 3 of the books, which kind of makes Jude look bad because we're in her head all the time. So I would have appreciated some notable lines on her part. But anyway, here's a line. Mock me all you like. Whatever I imagined then, now it is I who would beg and grovel for a kind word from your lips. By you, I am forever undone. Fourth point, bumps goose. There was a chill there. Maybe it was the wind. Maybe it was the breeze. But I got goosebumps. Specifically during the fight scene with Maddox when Cardan gives up the crown. Also in the part where Maddox stabs Jude. Holly Black got the atmosphere right in this book. I appreciate her for that. And the last point, maybe I did tear up. You have no proof. No one can say for certain that I teared up.
Denial is a river in Egypt.
It's not even that this book is meant to be sad. I just have a thing where if the book's atmosphere is done right, if the mood is really set and I'm very much sucked into the world, then I will tear up. Even if nothing is sad, I will just like, it happens. I'm sensitive. Final conclusion. Maybe men with tails are valid. Sometimes. But are serpents valid? I will leave that up to the audience. First book was infuriating. I can easily say that this was the worst book out of all three. I did, however, have fun getting mad. At least none of these books were boring. They evoked some emotion out of me, even if it was just anger for a certain portion of it. Last, I would recommend these. There's a reason why they are as popular as they are. You just have to get through this one. And now here's some Jude and Cardan fan art. Absolutely feral fan art. Look at them. I just wish we had more of them getting along with each other throughout the series, because really that only happened in like this portion of the last book, which is sad. Thank you for listening to this presentation. Please subscribe. I also want to say thank you for all the love on the first video. I had so much fun making that, even editing it. It was so much fun. Also, you've already seen me annotate these books, but I'm planning to like fully annotate them, because in decked out with annotations, not just the normal underlining that I usually do, because I want to see if people are interested in me giving these away, because I don't want to sell them as annotated books. That's kind of who would buy annotated books, but I think it's a very interesting idea to give away my annotated copies of this. Tell me if you're interested in that. That would be so much fun. Thank you for watching this video. I had so much fun and I'm so excited to make more videos. I'll see you when I see you. Also, ever since I broke my coffee fast, I think I've had coffee every day since. Actually, no, that's a lie. Actually, no, that is not a lie.